Welcome to Geopolitics Universe. In today's video I will be discussing and sharing the announcement by Peter Zeihan that the Russian economy is getting crushed as we speak and exposes the ruble and gold scam that Russia is using to keep their currency going. But first, I would just like to welcome you to Geopolitics Universe. This is a channel where we share the latest news, rumors, and insights into all things on geopolitics. You'll be able to find news surrounding all things to do with geopolitics. I would really appreciate it if you could please like and subscribe. Also, I just wanted to announce, as we are a new channel which is growing by the day, we will be launching a giveaway for a $50 Amazon gift card. All you have to do to enter is like and subscribe. The giveaway winner will be announced in due course. Now let's carry on with the video. Russia rolled out plans earlier this week to deploy hundreds of thousands of reservist units to Ukraine after a recent Ukrainian counteroffensive saw Kyiv recapture vast stretches of Ukraine, as well as amounts of armor and Russian weapons. New reports, however, suggest Moscow is aiming for a full mobilization. A classified seventh paragraph of Russian President Vladimir Putin's decree on mobilization allows the Ministry of Defense to draft up to 1 million people, rather than the 300,000 initially reported, according to Novaya Gazeta, an independent Russian media outlet often critical to the Kremlin. Novaya Gazeta cited an anonymous source inside the administration. The figure was corrected several times, and in the end, they stopped at 1 million, the source reportedly said, referring to which number Russian officials would eventually land on. Take geopolitical analyst Peter Zeihan, who believes several more of these types of mobilizations could mean the end of Russia. We're starting to get to the point where the Russians are not going to have any more men in that generation to throw at this at all, Zeihan said in a recent video posted to YouTube, referring to younger Russians. He added, "We're taking what is already the most demographically fragile demographic and putting them into an open-ended war, which makes it very difficult for them to father or raise children. This is potentially a country killer." Peter predicted that Russia's next move would be an all-out invasion of the wider Ukraine in the years ahead. His forecast was correct, as well as many others he has made about the geopolitical world we find ourselves in today. What he has to say now is quite shocking on what he expects to happen moving forward. What we think of as normal is actually the most distorted moment in human history. Zeihan's central premise is that the globalized world now ending was founded on a bribe. In the aftermath of World War II, the US offered access to the only functioning industrialized market of any scale, its own, with free trade policed by the only navy still capable of doing so, its own, and security guarantees for key allies in Europe and Asia. In return for this opportunity to recover, the other countries had to set aside their historical squabbles and imperial ambitions and support the American strategic priority, containing the USSR. There had been an earlier era of globalization, in the decades leading up World War I, but that one stemmed from technological advances in shipping and communication rather than a true embrace of multilateralism. Back then, trade was dominated by the competing empires that ultimately clashed in 1914. Putin's press secretary Dmitry Peskov called reports of a full mobilization a lie in a statement to state-controlled news agency RIA Novosti. The paragraph indicates the number of people who can be drafted into the army, only the 300,000 conscripts earlier announced by Russia's defense minister Sergei Shoigu, Peskov said. A separate report from The Guardian indicated a full mobilization is underway, citing activists in Russia who've reported collecting thousands of draft notices for people as old as 50. "It's not a partial mobilization, it's a 100% mobilization," Alexandra Garmazopova, president of the Free Buryatia Foundation, told The Guardian. Garmazopova has reportedly identified more than 3,000 reports of draft papers being given to people in Buryatia within a day of the announcement. Even with the rapid mobilization, there's no guarantee it will reverse Russia's recent misfortunes on the battlefield, according to some foreign policy experts. The Russian military is not currently equipped to rapidly and effectively deploy 300,000 reservists, Alex Lord, Europe and Eurasia specialist at the Sibylline strategic analysis firm in London, told CNN. Russia is struggling, he added, referring to the Ukrainian offensive that resulted in a massive loss of military equipment. Russian forces have lost more than 6,300 vehicles, including 1,168 tanks since they invaded Ukraine earlier this year, according to open-source intelligence website Oryx, citing photographic evidence. In practice, they don't have enough modern equipment for that many new troops, Yakub Janovsky, a military analyst who contributes to the Oryx blog, told CNN. Other analysts say sanctions preventing the transfer of Western technology to Russia is exacerbating the problem, making it very difficult for Moscow to repair and replace lost or damaged equipment. Lacking access to Western technology, Russia is now being forced to rely on less advanced alternatives from China and Southeast Asia, an internal Russian report warns. Russia is reportedly importing drones from Iran after heavy losses in Ukraine depleted Moscow's own stock. Many of those Iranian drones are malfunctioning, according to Popular Mechanics. Russia needs more drones to support the war effort, and clearly it's not building enough at home. That's a key challenge for drone warfare, Zachary Kallenborn, a weapons of mass destruction analyst with the Schar School of Policy and Government at George Mason University, told Popular Mechanics. In 2021, Russia was the second-largest arms exporter after the United States, according to data compiled that year by the Stockholm International Peace Research Institute, which tracks global military expenditures. The U.S. has so far this year devoted billions of dollars in weapons to Ukraine. Russia's war in Ukraine is also pushing Moscow to confront another serious problem: severe demographic decline. During the first 5 months of 2022, Russia's population fell by more than 400,000, far exceeding the figure for the same period in 2021, according to Alexei Ruksha, an independent Russian demographer. Ruksha relied on data from Russia's most recent census. The war is but one factor. According to Ruksha, the primary contributors to the decline are Russians having fewer children, the government reducing policies benefiting families, and fear among Russians about what lies ahead economically. Some foreign policy analysts say the war and the recent mobilization will result in the deaths of thousands of young men who would otherwise help replenish the Russian population. What are your thoughts on this? Please leave them in the comments section down below. Thanks so much for watching till the end. Please like, comment and subscribe and turn the notification bell on so you never miss a video. I would really appreciate it if you do this, as it really helps support the channel. On this channel we share the latest news, rumors, and insights into all things on geopolitics. You'll be able to find news surrounding all things to do with geopolitics around the world and more. Until next time, see you later.